Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the performance of the INT Bulma after her Extreme Z Awakening and Dokkan Awakening on DBZ Dokkan Battle. So obviously this is a free-to-play unit, which is interesting. This is Exciting Adventure Bulma Youth. Well, she was Exciting Adventure Bulma Youth, but she is now obviously Dokkan Awakened and received her ETA, so she's the Pursuit of Dreams Bulma Youth. And she's definitely orientated towards Dragon Ball Seekers or DB Saga or youth teams, but she's a pretty fun, interesting unit, so I thought it'd be really cool to kind of take a look at her. And yeah, so firstly, to cut a long story short, she's a Dragon Ball Seekers lead of Ki +4 and HP attack and defense of 77%. She causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy and raises her attack and defense by 41% for 4 turns, which is pretty decent. She activates the entrance animation once only and has attack and defense of 40% and a chance of evading the enemy's attacks, including super attack, of +29% for 4 turns from the start of turn, when there's an ally whose name includes Goku Youth on the team at the start of her attacking turn. So as long as you have a Goku Youth on your team, specifically a Goku Youth, you will have nigh on 79% evasion, which is really good for 4 turns, and an additional attack and defense of 40%, which is also quite nice. She then has attack and defense of 141%, high chance of evading the enemy's attacks, including supers, plus an additional attack of 41% within the same turn with each attack evaded, which is good. I'll show you how much that factors in. Plus an additional attack and defense of 81% and Ki of +9 when there's an ally whose name includes Goku Youth attacking in the same turn. She gives all DB Saga category allies 40% attack and 29% defense, self-excluded. She's got Shocking Speed, Money, Brainiacs, The Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, Scientist, and Shattering the Limit as her link skills, and she's on Pepe Gal's Dragon Ball Seekers Youth, DB Saga, Earthlings, and Earthbred Fighters. But because of her passive and the way it works, you probably only want to run her on DB Seekers, Youth, or Earthbred Fighters, and DB Saga, because those 4 categories allow you to get the Goku Youth, and the Goku Youth is just such a big factor to her performance. Like the extra 29% evasion for the first 4 turns, it's her getting an extra 81% attack and defense per turn. It's not to say that she's bad, it's just that she doesn't look nearly as good without Goku active. So that's just how it is. So we do have her here. Now her link set's terrible, but that's okay. She's got the 2 important links for a DB Saga team, and that's Guidance of the Dragon Balls and obviously the Incredible Adventure. And if you can grab Shattering the Limit or something like that, that's just a bonus. So we're gonna here, we'll obviously see kind of raw numbers. Raw numbers look good on the defense side. I would say for a free to play, very good. Attack also pretty decent. So far, looking solid. She's an exciting unit. I think the exciting thing about her is the evasion. So like for a lot of players, the evasion of units is obviously something players quite like. And for her, the first 4 turns, as long as you have a Goku, she has 79% evasion. Now this is quite high. 79% is a really high level of evasion. But even her standard 50% is also just very good. Like 50% evasion is good. Like that's very, yeah, I say you can bank on it, and then every time I show videos it's just people getting hit by super attacks because they don't evade. But you can bank to some extent on 50% to be a reliable source of mitigation. Like there are going to be times you're going to get caught out by the super, but generally speaking there are some levels of reliability there. So here we've got a really good turn for her. We've got a lot of support on the rotation. She's got a lot of links active. She's looking really solid from that perspective. And you can see 306k. She will raise her defense again on super. Remember, because she raises attack and defense for 4 turns, she can hold that additional stack. So we're looking at about 350-ish k. Around 350, 360k, which is good. Couple that with 50% evasion. and that's a very solid unit. Offense wise, also decent. Not gonna say crazy, but pretty decent. In terms of build, I would honestly say, considering how she works, I would probably say additional and dodge, just because you can hold that extra attack and defense stack. You're probably not going to run her as a main rotation unit, and if she's a floater, having that additional evasion with her 50% evasion could mean a really solid performance. So yeah, honestly, it's, yeah, how can I say, there's definitely a good incentive to have, yeah, Bulma kind of function the way she does. I think she's really solid. And yeah, she looks good for a free-to-play unit. She's really exceptional. I mean, we're talking good numbers for a free-to-play. Just to show you guys how her attack works, because I want you to understand. If she does evade before attacking, she can do some really good damage as well. So she was doing 3 millions in that, which is obviously very good. But here you're going to see she gets the evasion. She's got like 3 evasions here. So that's 3 41% all adding up. So that, like, you got to think of it that, like, that's very good. Yeah. So she adds a lot of attack on if she can get a couple of evasions before she attacks. And I mean, that's fine. Like, it's a really nice aspect of her. Yes, those critting would be worth something, but the situations where you're going to have her in the first slot, dodging 3 or 4 or 5 attacks, is very rare. You're probably going to do that on certain events where she might still survive afterwards. So things like Cell Max, things like the Bojack Red Zone. Like, she's definitely got the usabilities, and if you really want to gamble on evasion, or you really just build her into like full evasion, then yeah, you could also throw in a couple crit. I always have a little bit of everything. I always think you want a bit of chance for the unit to crit. But yeah, I think overall she looks good. In terms of link skills, that's where things get a little bit wonky for her. So like 3 right off the bat are just not really usable. Money, Brainiacs, and Scientists. That's because Brainiacs and Scientists is largely links that you're only going to find other Bulma units have. And maybe some Pepe Gals options. But it's not like great, because she needs to have a Goku in the turn for her to do her best. So your best options to have a Goku youth on every turn is either to have Goku float or Bulma to float. And I honestly would say have Goku float. Sorry, what am I saying? I would rather have Bulma float. And that's why they gave her a support portion to her passive. Like, she's not meant to be run as a main rotation unit. She can be really good as a main rotation unit, especially for people who are just starting out, who maybe have Goku Youth or something like that. But yeah, she's definitely not really designed to be a main rotation unit, but if you're someone who likes to gamble on evasion, she definitely could be. But Shocking Speed, Shattering the Limit, Incredible Adventure, and Guidance to the Dragon Balls are probably where you're going to find the most luck. There are units that share things like Brainiacs and Shocking Speed, and there are units that share things like Shattering the Limit and Shocking Speed, and Shattering the Limit and Brainiacs. But these links and sharing these links doesn't mean much when they're not in the categories. Remember, she's not on a lot of categories. She's on 6. She's on Pepe Gals, Dragon Ball Seekers, Youth, DB Saga, Earthlings, and Earthbred Fighters. So if a unit's not on a category, it's going to cause her problems. And secondly, if that unit isn't a Goku unit, it's already an issue. So unless you build the team in some way where you just have Goku units all the time on each rotation, which is fine, otherwise you're going to have to probably float Bulma. And when you're floating a unit, the links don't matter that much. It's just how it works. Like, floating units aren't really prioritized for links. Obviously you need them to have the important things like key links and things like that, but I think Sharing the Limit, Shocking Speed, these give her a decent enough array, and Incredible Adventure and Guidance to the Dragon Balls also cover her, especially considering her best teams are things like DB Sagas, DB Seekers, and things like that. So yeah, but I think overall I would say Bulma is very, very, very solid in her performance, and I would say she's definitely a free-to-play unit that's worth getting. She's super usable, she does good damage, she brings great utility, She brings support, she brings evasion, she brings stunning. These are not, simple things. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time. Till then, bye.